Hello Caribbean students, welcome to the channel The Recap. Quickly on the recap today, we are looking at the format of the English exam, the English A exam 2019. So I am Jamain Hatton and today is the 11th day of May in the year 2019. What I'm going to do is to show you as well a sample paper of the English A exam. So I've included a link in the description to the sample paper. Go ahead and check that out, print it out, practice it if you wish. If you hadn't any practice on paper 2, go ahead and practice that paper 2, right? It's a paper 2 I'm going to include in the description there for you. So check it out. Let's go straight into this quick review of the format of the English A exams. So let's go into it. First of all, let me apologize for the roosters you'll be hearing throughout this video. My neighbor's animal farm is now waking up, so forgive them. So the English A exam, will have 4 sections. Section A, B, C, D. Section A will be the summary writing, the notorious summary writing. I have a video here on summary writing. I suggest you take a look at that. I'll put a link in the description. The time I suggest you take is 40 minutes. CXE will also suggest the same time. And it will be worth 25 marks. This is a decrease from the previous years because, and I guess I agree with it, because students often don't do as well in the summary. It used to be 30 marks, so it's now 25 marks, right? So you're going to start your exam. I suggest you start the exam, though, at the expository piece. So the expository piece is in section B, and it's going to be either a letter or email or statistical report. This year, I am feeling an email or a statistical report. I don't know which one, but I'm feeling an email or a statistical report. It can be a letter, but the letter has been tested many years already. So it can be an email or a statistical report. It's 30 marks. That's why I'm going to suggest you start there first, so you give yourself enough time to finish that aspect of it well. And it's suggested that you take 35 minutes to get it done. When I say suggested, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that anyone will come and collect this paper from you. It's just telling you how long you should spend in the section to give yourself enough time to finish the exam. Section C, the short story, is worth 25 of your marks, 25 marks, and it will be suggested that you take 45 minutes to get that done. Now, the short story, you have to write about 450 words. CXE thinks that at 450 words, you have put enough information there to assess you fairly. All right, so that's why I say that. That's why it said that 45 minutes to write 450 words is sufficient. So you have to write about 10 words every minute. That should be sufficient. If you want to go over that, you can, but you should not go over that with more time. Try to spend within that 4 to 5 minutes. So again, to give yourself enough time to finish the other aspects of the exams. So additionally, persuasive writing, again, 45 minutes, but it's just 25 marks. The persuasive writing question, all of these questions here that have asterisks, they are going to be a 1 question in the section. So summary will only have 1 question, the expository piece will only have 1 question, the persuasive writing will only have 1 question. So there's nothing to choose from. You just have to do that question. However, the short story will have 2 questions. 1 question will be presented on a stimulus material in the form of a picture, while the other question will present to you a sentence that you have to include in the story. Either you start the story with it, or you end the story with it, or you put it somewhere in the middle. All right, so that is the options you will get to choose from. You will answer one of those. Either you write on the picture, or you write a story which includes a sentence that they give you. 45 marks though, 45 minutes rather, 45 minutes you will be suggested to take in the exam to answer the short story question. It's worth 25 marks, so you have to do it well. Persuasive writing, 1 question will be provided to you, and you have to answer that question trying to persuade someone of something of your view on something. 45 minutes, 25 marks. Because the expository piece, section B, is worth 30 marks, I am going to suggest you spend enough time to get that letter under control. I have a video here on letter writing, letter and email writing, and I also have a video here on short story writing. So just like I have letter writing, I have a video on short story writing. Be sure to check those out. It will help. I can't remember if I have said it already, but I am feeling for the section B as expository piece in the form of a statistical report or an email. I'm feeling those two. The letter came many years, frequent exams, but this year I am feeling, for some reason, an email or statistical report. So practice that. I've provided a video to help you with email writing and letter writing, but you should practice the statistical report writing. I wouldn't have enough time to do that one, sorry. All right, good. So the first section, section A, is summary writing. That gives many students challenges, and I have a video here for you. I have a video on the channel on summary writing. Spend time going through that. So the summary that would come now have a page before you actually write a summary that asks you to list the main points. So you're listing the main points as you read a summary, and that would be 5 marks. So you're getting 5 marks separately from the summary that you will write, which will add to your content marks. So that's good. That's good. And if you have listed the 5 points or what the main aspects of the summary are, then you will find it easier to make the summary of those important points. Really, that's how simple it is. And they're trying to show you that. When you list the 5 points of what the most important things are in the summary, then you will be able to use those 5 things to make a summary of it. Right? Good. So again, your summary will be marked for your use of ideas and linking ideas, as well as your grammar, sentence structure, vocab, and so on. When we have a look at the letter now, or the email, or the statistical report, it'll be how you structure this thing that will give you some amount of marks. So relevance, complete information, you have to include all the details, especially if you're writing a letter. Now, all the details might not be given to you, but you have to fabricate this detail, all right, to suit whatever the letter is asking you to do. So if you're going to complain about a product you bought at the supermarket, then you have to put in all the details in this letter that will bring out your case of this item that you bought at the supermarket. So the receipt number, the bill number, time and date of purchase, who you purchased it from, how much it cost, when was the expiry date. Don't panic when CXC doesn't give you that information. You have to make it up. And I know Caribbean students can lie well. All right, good. So again, I have a video on letter and email writing. Check that out, students. Check it out. It must be in continuous prose. What does that mean? It means one thing will lead to something else, then lead to something else. Don't start with this. Don't start with how you're upset because you had diarrhea, and then you go on to tell us how you got this diarrhea. No, one thing. We bought this item. I consumed the item. Then I had food poisoning. All right, good. So in every section, you will have this box that says you may make notes here. This will not be marked. I've seen a student wrote an entire essay in this box, and sadly, the essay couldn't have been marked. Please, people, you are just making scraps in this box. Don't write your entire essay in the box. All right? Put your essay or your story on the lined spaces that you'll be given. Do your work, all your work that's to be assessed in the lined spaces. Do not write them in the box. Your notes can go in the box. So looking at some of the major instructions on the short story, You see 450 to 450 words. 400 words, 450 words is the limit. If you want to say that's a limit, you can go ahead and say it's a limit. But that's just what CXE think is enough for you to write an adequate story to be assessed. All right, you can go over that, right? But try and do it in the same amount of time. Uh, what else? You have to be marked on English, of course, your use of language, your appropriate grammar, sentence construction, like every other aspect of the exam. But particularly, you have to use the stimulus material given to you. So if the story is about the picture, then it's about the picture. If it must include some aspects of that picture as you write it. If they have to include a sentence, you have to include that sentence, right? And don't split up the sentence, put piece here, put piece there, put piece, it should be the entire thing coming one time. When you're looking at the section D, which would have been the expository piece, of course, you have to develop your argument. You have to give correct grammar, sentence structure, paragraphing. And obviously, you have to also use your connections, use your connective words, all right? The limit's 300 words again, but as I said before, that's what is suggested that you do to finish or to be assessed fairly, all right? So you can go over it, but you going under that will give yourself a fall short of what CXE thinks is sufficient to be assessed adequately. All right, so you will lose marks for content, in other words, if you fall short.